Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, best regards for all of us. I would like to thank to all the media, the public, and several invited guests who have been willing to attend this press conference today on 14 November 2021, 10 a.m. Middle Indonesian Time. I'm Yolanda Amelia Siahaan. As head of the Sembalun village, we lead this press conference today, as well as telling the truth to the public, so there's no misperception between all of us. I personally want to express my deep condolences for all of the things that happened in this tragedy, Sembalun village. Natural disasters are something that we cannot estimate when it happened. One of them is the disaster of Mount Rinjani, which is erupted on 14 November 2021, preceded by the earthquakes at 1:15 p.m. Middle Indonesian Time. Here, I will try to explain the chronology of event so that there's no misperception between all of us. Yesterday, as well as the normal situation, 13 November 2021, the climbing to Mount Rinjani is open as usual. There were 25 people who are climbing Rinjani via Sembalun. They have departed since 12:40 p.m. and are scheduled to back down on 14 November afternoon. Also, there was a wedding party being held at Rinjani Hotel and Resort, which is 23 kilometers to the west from the summit of Mount Rinjani. At 4:15 p.m. until around 11:55 p.m. Middle Indonesian Time, the heavy rains hit the central and east Lombok, including Sembalun village, at least at East Lombok subdistrict. At that time, the villagers of Sembalun returned to their house and took a rest in their respective homes. And according to the general manager of Rinjani Hotel and Resort, there were 17 guest hotels who stayed at night on there. On 14 November 2021, precisely at 1:15 a.m., suddenly there was a shock on Sembalun village and followed by the ash discard at the top, and phreatic eruption appeared at the top of Mount Rinjani. The roar woke up the villagers, so they ran out from their houses. Some of them are heading to south, and the other are running to the evacuation route to the Lawang Assembly Point, which is 19 kilometers from the summit to the west. They avoid the possibility of hot cloud sliding. Mount Rinjani erupted without any initial symptoms, so the early warning system did not detect anything. The seismograph at the Rinjani Volcanic Observation Post in Sembalun Lawang village did not record any seismic symptoms because the phreatic eruption doesn't give signs. At 1:18 a.m., there's a hot cloud that flows towards Sembalun village and carries rock, sand, and poison gas material. At 1:32 a.m., there was the second shock around 7 minutes, make any crack on the ground, with a burst of water vapor above the summit. Around 1:45 to 3:45, this is the most dangerous situation occurred. Poisonous gas appeared from the ground crack. Terribly, the ground cracked as far as 24 kilometers to the west. The poison gas, which is odorless, and also the dark situation at dawn, made residents not aware of the existence of the poison gas. They are suspected that the residents who inhaled the poison gas, they are fell and die. Other residents who realized this immediately ran away from the cracked ground toward the Bumbung Assembly Point, 30 kilometers from the top. For now, the rescuers are divided into 5 teams, which is to evacuate the climber trapped in Mount Rinjani, evacuate residents, call the emergency personnel, build the crisis center, and to fetch the supplies from surrounding villagers. The rescuer used the vehicles which were prepared as the SOP of Mount Rinjani to bring the residents to Assembly Point Bumbung. At the 4:30 to 7 am, monitored by seismograph, Rinjani activity has turned to calm. There are no more aftershock, but the poison gas is suspected still in the air. So the residents are prohibited from approaching a radius of 45 kilometers from the summit of Mount Rinjani. So the residents now they are moved to the Timba Gading Assembly Point, which is 50 kilometers from the top of Mount Rinjani. I think that's all the information that I can give for now. We are focused to rescue the residents and give medicines to the victims. Of course, the serious victims are brought to the nearest hospital. And for the dead victims, we are going to evacuate them when the Geological Disaster Technology Research and Development Center says the condition is safe, probably at the morning when the sun shines brightly. So the evacuation will be easier. Of course, we will continuously update the progress on the press release and the other press conference. And that's all for me. Let's hope and pray together all things get better soon and get back to normal again. Amen. Thank you.